1.2 covers how health and safety law works and the consequences for non-compliance. Let's look at some key terms within summarising 1.2. First of all, what do we mean by statute law? Statute law is law that's been passed by Parliament, and so you'd know that it'd be things like Acts of Parliament and regulations are statute law. The next term we've got to think about is common law. Common law is law based on what's called legal precedents, established by the courts, what the courts have decided in cases previously. Then we've got criminal law. Criminal law intervenes when there's been an offence against the state has been committed, such as murder, manslaughter, robbery are all against the state criminal. Then we've got civil law. Civil law is about the rights and duties of individuals. It's not the state. And one of the main purposes of civil law is compensation. So when somebody is an aggrieved party, they want compensation from the wrongdoer. We've also got to be aware that in criminal situations, such as the Health and Safety Executive, there could be fees for intervention applying. So if a business is found to be in what's called a material breach of health and safety law, the business will have to pay for the time it takes HSE to identify that breach and help it put things right. And currently this is around £154 per hour. Another term, which is very important, is that of improvement notice. This is issued when there is a breach of statutory duty, or where there is a breach which is likely to be continued or repeated, such as a poorly maintained floor, which isn't going to be very serious but is going to be something that needs to be put right. The next term we'll look at is a prohibition notice. This is a much more serious situation where they are of the opinion that there is a risk of serious personal injury, such as an unsafe scaffold where somebody could be seriously injured if it collapsed or they fell off. Corporate manslaughter. This is where there's a death of an employee or employees at work due to work-related activities. And it's down to the way that the organisation conducts its working practices and manages itself. Tort. Now this is a legal term. It means where there's a breach of the common law duty of care which results in loss, damage or injury. The most common form of a tort is what's known as negligence. And this is when there's a failure in common law duty of care that one person owes to another that leads to damage, loss or injury. That's when negligence occurs.